the Emperor's Path, Decisions, Destiny, and the True North, the crossroads of the soul. Good evening, seeker of wisdom. The flame in our tavern flickers, casting dancing shadows that invite us to look within. Today, our journey takes us not to battlefields or palace halls, but to the oldest and most intimate junction, the crossroads of the soul. How many times have you stood before choices that seem to shape your very destiny? A new career, a change of city, the end of a relationship, or the birth of an audacious dream. At each of these forks in the road, an ancient voice whispers, "Which is the better path?" To guide us, we look to the mind that, more than any other, faced decisions of cosmic weight, the mind of Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king. He did not just rule an empire, he ruled himself with unshakable Stoic discipline. Today, we will explore the tools he left behind to tread the best path, not the easiest, not the most famous, but the one that leads to your true virtue and purpose. Part 1. The Labyrinth of Desire and Fear. The first lesson of Marcus Aurelius is to recognize the voices that lead us astray. At our crossroads, we are never alone. There is always a chorus of desires and fears. The voice of desire: choose the path that promises the most pleasure, the most wealth, the most recognition. The voice of fear: run from the path that looks difficult, risky, or uncertain. Marcus Aurelius knew these voices were powerful. He was a man of delicate constitution who would have preferred to study philosophy than lead legions in barbarian lands. But he asked himself, is this what you were created for? To huddle under the blankets and keep yourself warm? He reminds us that the wise man is not guided by whims or impulses, but by reason. Our desires and fears are like dogs barking in the dark. They startle us, they distract us, but they must not dictate our direction. Citation from Marcus Aurelius: if a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favourable. Reflection: do you know which port you are sailing toward, or are you merely adrift, waiting for the wind to take you somewhere? The first step toward the best path is having an internal compass, a clear purpose, unshakable by external storms or the siren songs of instant gratification. Part 2. The Compass of Reason and Virtue. With the voices of desire and fear silenced, how do we find our true north? Marcus Aurelius gives us the compass, reason, and the Stoic cardinal virtues. He did not ask us to ignore our emotions, but to subject them to the scrutiny of the mind. Before you decide, ask yourself, is this within my control? The dichotomy of control. Am I acting with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance? The four virtues. Citation from Marcus Aurelius: our life is what our thoughts make it. He teaches us that the best path is not the one that brings the most fame or fortune, but the one that allows us to express our best version. If you choose a path out of fear of failing, you have already failed. If you choose a path to impress others, you have lost yourself. The example: young Marcus, heir to an empire, could have chosen a life of luxury. Instead, reason led him to hours of study and a life of service. He embraced the burden of the empire as his duty. His choice was not for comfort, but for virtue. Reflection: when you stand at your crossroads, is your decision based on what others expect, or on what you know to be right, even if it is difficult? Virtue is not an option. It is the path itself. Part 3. Amor Fati. Embracing the inevitable. Even with the compass of reason, the road ahead is uncertain. Stoicism does not promise a calm sea, but a boat that does not sink. The acceptance of the inevitable is crucial. Citation from Marcus Aurelius. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate has brought you together, but do so with all your heart. This is not passivity. It is the recognition that, after making your best choice with reason and virtue, the results are not entirely in your hands. You plant the seed, but you do not control the rain or the sun. Reflection. If you chose the right path and it still feels hard, filled with obstacles, you might ask, did I make the wrong choice? Marcus Aurelius would say, not necessarily. The obstacles are part of the path. They are what shape your resilience. Remember the Antonine Plague. He did not choose the plague, but he accepted it was part of his reality and acted accordingly. Acceptance releases energy for action. Grieving for what might have been is a drain. The Stoic focuses on what is and what can be done. Part 4. The Eternal Now. The best path is not a final destination, but a continuous series of choices. Marcus Aurelius never reached a point where he stopped questioning, writing, or fighting his own flaws. His meditations are proof of a constant internal battle. Citation from Marcus Aurelius. Do not act as if you were destined to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. The best path is not the one leading to a hypothetical future of eternal happiness. It is the path you choose now in this present moment by acting with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. It is the daily practice of virtue, even in the smallest things. Reflection. Are you waiting for a big opportunity to start living your best life? Or are you finding ways to be virtuous in your daily interactions, in your work, and in your search for knowledge? The path to self-mastery has no end. It is a journey that renews itself every dawn. Conclusion. The Emperor Within. As we close our eyes to the shadows of the night and open our minds to the light of Stoicism, we realize that Marcus Aurelius did not give us a map to a single road, but a compass to create our own. The best path is the one you choose with reason, tread with virtue, accept with serenity, and practice with persistence day after day. It is the path that transforms you, not into an emperor of Rome, but into the emperor of your own soul. Thank you for joining us for this session at Aurelius Brain. If this conversation has lit a new flame in your spirit, subscribe and share your greatest crossroads in the comments below. Sustine et abstine, bear and forbear. Until our next session, where we continue to forge the invincible mind. Now rest and reflect by the fireplace.